Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the BAHCO. This is the part number BB0191 NRP 32D, 4.5 inch by 4.5 inch, full mortise, standard weight, ball bearing, non-removable pin, stainless steel base, and a satin finish. All that conspires to mean this is a great hinge. This is a great hinge. What I mean is a number of things. First of all, it's very economical. Second of all, it's made of stainless steel. It's a solid stainless steel base material. Okay. Which a lot of people will love if you're installing a door in an exterior application. Back door of a coffee shop. Within a couple of years, those satin chrome hinges are going to be rusting. There's no question. A stainless steel hinge, while it's not impervious to rust, will last significantly longer and really be, from BAHCO, or Boston Architectural Hinge Company, marginally more expensive. That makes it a great hinge. I am partial to the fit and finish of this hinge, and while it's not, of course, without any sort of defect, for a hinge it's excellent. I like the fact that the size of the logo is small. Okay, it's just the tip of my finger, and that's nice because there are some other manufacturers that you really make with a large logo, and I get it. Put your name on your product. You should be identifying it, no problem. But I like it done in such a way that's not overwhelming. The Boston Architectural Hinge Company logo I like. I like the shape of the button tips on this. There's a certain amount of elegance in the fact that it's not quite square-topped. Okay, and all that really conspires for me, in my book, to give me a hinge that I prefer to sell, that I'm partial to. Another thing that I'm partial to when it comes to this company is their technical support, their speedy, prompt shipping, and their incredible great value when it comes to hinges. Let's dissect the part number. BB means it's ball bearing. There's 2 bearing packets on a hinge like this, and we'll go over what I mean by this. 0191, that means that it is a full mortise. You can see from the swag on the hinge leaves there that they're meant to be mortised flush to the edge of the door and frame when they're brought parallel. Means that it is a non-ferrous base material. The fact that it's stainless steel base material is inherent in the 0191 part number. The NRP, that's a reference to non-removable pin. That means that there's actually a set screw that has been installed into this knuckle that has been drilled and tapped into the pin that's inside of here. When you pull that out, you'll see a little groove cut in it, so that when the set screw is threaded in, it locks in, so you cannot remove the pin. It's all but impossible to remove the hinge pin that way. It's all but impossible, making it appropriate for an exterior application where the door swings out. Non-removable pin, or just NRP. 32D means 2 things. It means that that base material, again, is stainless steel. Stainless is marginally magnetic when it's been machined. But it also means that it is in a satin finish. Okay. Full mortise we talked about. Standard weight, what that means, and here's the true test of this hinge. And I don't know what it already is going to measure, but the true test is knowing that the standard weight means it's 134 thousandths thick. One way that a hinge might be cheapened up is to go marginally smaller on the material. Let's test it. $134 thousandths. Spot on. Spot on. That means that it is standard weight. It also means that the hinge is proper. It means that it's truly 134 thousandths. Boston also has a heavyweight. That would be a BB0199, same hinge, just that that leaf thickness on this hinge would be 180 thousandths thick. Ball bearing. On a 5-knuckle standard weight hinge like this, you'll have 2 bearing packets. This is a 5-knuckle hinge, and that's also inferred in the 0191 part of the part number, and the rest of the description we have discussed. This is looking down below in the extended description. We've covered all of the other bases. This will include screws. These screws are also stainless steel. You're going to get all machine screws and all wood screws. And that is somewhat atypical. Generally, with a hinge like this, you will get all machine screws and then half wood screws. That would be standard, but you're getting all 8 of each. There is a reference to the word template, twice actually. It's used 2 different ways. First of all, template means that the location of the screw holes are what we call the template pattern, or ANSI pattern. There's also a reference to the link to the technical drawing, which we would call a template because it's a technical drawing, and it will show you the location of all these screw holes so that you can review that against an existing hinge or hinge preparation to be sure that this hinge will comply with what you're trying to attach it to. Okay. These hinges are sold as each. You can buy them in any quantity. They come 3 in a box, but if you have an 8-foot door, you'll need to order 4, so one of them won't be in a box, but they're sold as each. There is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can do a couple of things. You can view all of the items that we sell from Boston Architectural Hinge Company. You can get to their product catalog. You can get to their website as well. I'm partial to Boston Architectural Hinge when it comes to, especially to hinges, and they do door closers as well, because they focus down on just that one product line, and they do it very well. They make purchasing hinges the proverbial no-brainer. If you have any questions on the Boston Architectural Hinge Company, or BAHCO BB0191 NRP 32D 4.5, and I should say in closing, the height is the first dimension on a hinge like this. It's always 4.5 high, and in this case it's 4.5 wide as well. Why is that important? Well, you might have, someone might order, or you might ask for a 5 by 4.5, and you're thinking that it's 4.5 tall. The height is the first dimension on hinges like this. It's the opposite of the way that doors are classified. Anyway, if you have any questions on the Boston BB0191 NRP 32D 4.5 by 4.5 commercial grade ball bearing hinge, solid stainless, or any other Boston Architectural Hinge Company product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.